Hi, my name is Andrea Bowman. I am a hairstylist of 10 years, and I am going to show you guys today different cutting techniques you can do to create a fringy haircut. So I have our model here today. Her name is Stacy, and she is going to help us out with creating a fun haircut. So, first thing you're going to want to do is section the hair. And by that, she likes to wear a middle part, so we're going to section her hair in the middle part. And you're going to need a comb, and then you're going to need your scissors. So I use these scissors. They are 7 inches long, and then they're just your regular scissors. You're also going to need a pair of texturizing scissors. These ones have teeth in them, so it only takes out about half of the hair, if you can see. Now, like I said earlier, we are going to section her hair. So I'm going to show you right now. You can find the top of the head, the flat of the head, I mean. And so wherever the comb lays on top of the hair, you're going to push down, and right there is where her flat of the head is. And that's where you want to base your sectioning off of. So here's her face, and you always want to take it from the flat of the head to right behind the ear. So right in there. So I'm going to take this, and we're just going to section this off right behind the ear. Perfect. That looks pretty good to me. And you're just going to take your clip, and you're just going to clip it to the side there. And then do the same thing on the other side. From the flat of the head all the way down to behind the ear. And just make sure your line is nice and straight. Pretty good to me. You take your other clip and clip it behind. So now we have her sectioned out. The back part we don't need a section because we're not going to work with that today. So now you're going to take your one section and we're going to do the bang area. So you're just going to take a little sliver at the top here. You kind of want it to be in a little bit of a diagonal like that. So bring that down and then just pin this back again. And then we're going to comb it out. And there are different ways to cut this, so I will show you that right now. I'm going to take my scissors, and after you comb, you want to make sure you're not pulling too tight, because if you pull really tight and then you cut, you'll most likely cut a little shorter than you want because the hair will spring up like that. So make sure you're just barely pulling any tension on it. Just kind of how the way it lives, right in there. And then there is 3 different techniques you can do. There's point cutting, there's blunt cutting, and there's slide cutting. So the first one I'm going to do is a blunt cut, which is just completely open and close the scissors like that. And you can see that creates a really blunt line right there. If you want to just have something a little bit more texturized with some more movement, you can go in there and you can point cut it. So you go in and you just take the little tips and you just cut right into it. And it just creates a little bit of movement in there. And you can see it's not as blunt as the other one was. Or you can go in and do a little side cutting. This will act like a razor. So I'm going to go this way. And you can go in and you just slide it down, just like that. So there you can see it shapes the face very nicely. Okay, so that is my guide. That's where I'm going to start. Now, I'm going to clip some of that away, not all of it, just a little bit, because I need some for my guide from the other side. And then I'm going to bring this side out. Perfect. And like I said, light tension, you don't want to be pulling it too much. And we're just going to match up from this point to that point. And I'm going to do the point cutting again. Perfect. We have that. Maybe a little bit this way to get rid of some of those flyaways. Great. Now we're going to go back onto this side, and I'm going to take about an inch section right here, and this is just going to connect the bangs to the fringe. Or, I'm sorry, the fringe to the rest of the haircut. And I want to elevate it so that we keep the length here on the bottom, because I don't want to cut into this. So by elevating it at the parietal bone, we get to keep our length. And I'm just going to cut it in an angle. And here is my guide from the bangs right there. And I'm just going to slide cut it all the way up. And then it should blend right into the haircut. And then you do the same thing on the other side. Just comb out some of those knots. And we're going to do a little bit more side cutting. Side cutting is great for removing weight, but preserving length, which is what we want. And that just fits right into the haircut. And then at the end, we're going to take our texturizing shears, the ones that have the teeth in it, so it only takes out 50% of the hair. I just want to take a little bit of weight out right there because it's a little bulky for me. So I go in and I'm just going to cut a little bit. This is also called texturizing. And we'll go to this side. Just get rid of a little bit of that. And we can go over here. But you need to be careful that you don't take too much, because then you'll create a whole different haircut shape. So we're just going to go in and just lightly do it. And make sure to always elevate when you're cutting so you don't cut your length off. So this is something you can do at home when you're in between your haircuts and you need a bang trim, your bangs are getting too long, and you just need a quick fix. Instead of driving all the way to the hairdresser, you'll just take a tiny little triangle section in the front and just kind of, with low tension, clip away at it with the point cutting or the blunt cut. And then you'll be good for another couple of weeks. Without going all the way to the hairdresser. And it should just fit in perfectly with the rest of the haircut. So that's how you cut a fringe at home. a DIY haircut. Thank you for watching.